everyone, it's Kazea. I'm obsessed. You're obsessed. We're all obsessed. K-pop Demon Hunters is my new hyperfixation for the past week, and we need to talk about it. Before we begin, yes, there will be spoilers. You have been warned. I don't think the producers could have predicted this level of fame and love from the audience, but this might just be the biggest plot twist in 2025. I don't think it was in anyone's bingo card that a film about K-pop stars that are also demon hunters will single-handedly shatter the internet and grow a cult-like following in a matter of days upon its release. The fandom is very alive, but you know who isn't? And I hope he stays that way. Yeah, and you just want him back because he's hot. Aside from being fine as hell, Jinu's character is relatively complex and fleshed out. He was born into poverty until one day his life changed overnight. However, his rags to riches story came with a grave cost. In exchange for luxuries, he was gradually losing his soul to Guima, until he was condemned to the demon world. To forget his past, he makes another pact by attempting to defeat their greatest enemy, Huntrix, swore hunters that have the power to seal the Hunmun, a powerful barrier that separates demons from the world of the living. From the moment he was introduced in the film, we knew exactly what his motives are. He's calculating and bold. When he found out Rumi's secret, he immediately used this information to his advantage, and our first meeting was his strategic attempt to exploit this aspect of herself. Which makes sense. Huntrix is the greatest threat against his plan. If they can't break them apart on the outside, he has to do it internally, which would have been the perfect plan if his sympath didn't fall for her immediately. When Gino first opened up to Rumi about his past, he tells her that his patterns are a direct consequence of his deal with Guima. Guima exploited his feelings of uselessness and inadequacy until he gave in an attempt to escape the chains of poverty. Him and his family's lives changed overnight, but as the patterns became more uncontrollable, he was later condemned in the demon world. As a result, his mother and sister were left in even worse condition than before. In comparison, during him and Rumi's confrontation, he fesses up that it was actually because he abandoned his family that his patterns started to show. Because this was a heated argument, we didn't really have enough time to explore how he got to that point exactly, and even by the end of the film, we still don't know why he abandoned his family. Was it part of his deal with Guima? Did the luxury of life just get to his head? We don't know. But based on these vague flashbacks alone, we can come up with a million scenarios to puzzle his past together. But let's just take his word for it. He abandoned them, and Guima made sure he never forgets it. So far, we know that the way Guima works is he keeps his subjects loyal to him by exploiting people's greatest shame. After stealing their souls, he torments them for the rest of their demon lives, making them feel unworthy of redemption, gaslighting them that they will never gain their soul back, and their only real salvation is by serving him. This parallels the idea of selling your soul to the devil. You can make a deal with him in exchange for your greatest desire, but it comes with a grave price to pay. In Gino's case, abandoning his family was the biggest mistake that Guima has dangling over his head. Guima is known to trap demons by targeting people in their most desperate time, offering them a deal that they cannot resist. As far as we know, demons are formed when someone makes a pact with him. Although we don't know what the deal was exactly, we can conclude that it resulted in the expense of Gino's mother and sister. Side note, something that I dislike in the fandom lately is the endless excuses that people are making to justify his abandonment of his family. I swear to God, y'all will excuse anything for a man, even fictional ones. I think blaming everything on Guima takes away the entire point of his character. His entire ordeal is showing that despite our inner demons, we can still change. We don't need to perform mental gymnastics just to make him the perfect victim. I need people to understand that you can love his character while still acknowledging that he is neither evil nor a saint. Just think about it. He was literally okay with hundreds of people losing their souls to Guima as long as his own torment was erased. Painting him as nothing but sweet, pure innocence just doesn't make sense. He's supposed to be complex for a reason. This mistake haunted him every minute of his existence, driving him to make another pact. The same decision that caused his eternal suffering in the first place. That's how bad it is. He can't even admit the truth to Rumi at first, and he would rather swallow his pride and do Guima's bidding than let the psychological torture of his voices infiltrate his mind. His proposal was a bold yet risky move that shows how this man is so desperate. He knows what would have happened if he failed, yet he was willing to lose it all to never hear those voices again. It was not until he met Rumi that he gained faith in himself, that maybe, just maybe, he is still worthy of getting his soul back. In a romantic, enemies to lovers twist of events, the girl that he initially wanted to exploit for his own self-interest became the very thing that kickstarted his desire to be free, not just of the voices, but Guima entirely. This threatened Guima's plans, and when he sensed it, he immediately kept him in line. This shows how Guima is such a manipulative and powerful villain. It amplifies people's negative inner voice, destroying any hint of hope in every demon to keep them in the palm of his hands. As painful as his betrayal of letting Guima out Rumi in the most humiliating way imaginable, Jinu's relapse makes a lot of sense. It doesn't justify it, but it is a realistic portrayal of his character development. Growth is not linear. As soon as Guima reminded him of why he even became a demon in the first place, he immediately fell back into his self-destructive beliefs. But what really stuck to me was when he said this.
All we get to do is live with our pain, our misery. That's all we deserve.
This is how Guima makes demons feel. It's his way of controlling them. Despite going back to square one, Rumi's impact on Jinu is not in vain though. Their connection planted seeds of hope in him, which eventually shattered everything that Guima taught him to believe about demons and himself. This makes his final selfless act all the more impactful. He was not only saving Rumi, but he was also defying everything that Guima painted him to be. By sacrificing himself, he regained his soul back. This is where he gains his redemption arc, and what a beautiful, bittersweet way to end his character's storyline. So Sony, please don't bring him back.
Boo!
I know, I'm so sorry. As much as I love the potential of Rumi and Jinu's relationship with all of my soul, but we need to let this man rest. Mind you, he has been suffering for 400 years now. Soul stolen, family gone, nothing but voices, hatred, pain, and misery. Pretty sure his cat and crow is honestly the only thing holding him together. If he does come back, which I highly think he will, I hope the creators won't sabotage his character at least. Like, we don't need them to sugarcoat his past actions to make him fit the good, perfect male lead stereotype everyone has of him. He's far from perfect, and that makes him earning his soul back all the more compelling. It's sad, it made me cry a river, but it could not have been a more fitting ending.